Little Big Thumbs. My name is JP, aka Big Papa Thumbs, and today we are here to talk about a game called Inspector Mouse: The Great Escape. This is a children's game recommended for ages 5 and up, plays 2 to 4 players, and is a game of memory and deduction and semi-cooperation. Now that latter one, what that means is that through much of the game, players are going to be working together. But at the end of the game, there's likely only going to be one winner. This is made by HABA. HABA makes some of the best children's games in existence. And so let's see if this one matches up to their previous reputation. So let's go look at the table. All right, so here we are. We are looking at the components of Inspector Mouse, and let me just give you a little walk around of the sorts of bits and pieces you're going to find in this box. First of all, we've got the box itself, which is actually a core part of the game. We've got Mousy here, Inspector Mouse himself, and we've got this lovely die here, which has arrows in red, blue, and sparkly. We've got a mitt full of super cool stars, cheese stars we call them, because they kind of look like little pieces of cheese. We have these amazingly illustrated criminal tokens, which these are the criminals that are going to be trying to get out of the Inspector Mouse's jail. And we've got the getaway car. The getaway car. We've also got these player pieces over here. Each player is going to have their own detective booklet as well as their own magnifying glass to play the game. And so this is a game, as I said earlier, this is a game of memory and deduction and a lot of cooperation until the end. And so this top part of the board here is actually comprised of 3 pieces. And so we're gonna set that there. And we're going to make sure our 2, you can see there's a red dot there. We're going to make sure our 2 red dots are lined up. And then Inspector Mouse is going to poke his head, boop, through there. And we're going to set this up so that this alarm bell here goes over this nifty little tin alarm thing there, and you'll see how it comes into play here. Before I put the lid on though, let's just take a peek and recognize how cool the inside of this box is. There's lots of art on all sides, and we'll come back into what part that plays in the game. But right now we're going to cover it up. But we're just making sure that the alarm light signal there is on top of the bell. And then the last part of setting up the game is taking one criminal and putting it into the first spot of the jail there. Now, turns of Inspector Mouse involve, first of all, rolling the die. And after we roll the die, we're going to be rotating this dial in the middle here, either left or right, or if you roll the sparkly silver die, you'll be able to go either direction. And so let's just give it a roll here, just to give us a sample. So we're rolling the blue arrow. So we're following the blue arrow. So we're going to take Inspector Mouse's head, and we're going to rotate this until we find ourselves an empty spot in the jail. And then we'll have all of these tokens. These tokens are actually wind up being face down. And then once we have an empty space in the jail, we take one of these criminals at random, and we have this one here. So this one we're calling this one Bad Bunny. It's not in the rule book, but we like to name our criminals before they go into the jail. So we had, I think the slime guy is here, and we have Bad Bunny going into that spot there. And for the most part, that is what every turn in Inspector Mouse is going to look like. Rolling the die, spinning the Inspector Mouse dial until an empty space comes up. Let's fill up this board a little bit, so we'll do some rolling. I'm playing this by myself right now, and you can play this solo. I think I said 2 to 4 players earlier, but this is a 1 to 4 player game. It can play it solo. That's awesome. Anyways, so I rolled the orange arrow, so I'm going to be going this way until I see an empty spot. And now I'm grabbing a new baddie. And this one, oh, this is Queen Frog. The Queen Frog has been caught and put into jail. So we're going to roll again. Okay, so I can go either direction. So if I go the red way, or I can go the blue way. If I go the blue way, we'll probably get to see a lot of those same criminals again. So there's Queen Frog, and the Slime Guy, and Bad Bunny, and now there's an empty space. So let's see who's next. Ooh, it's Cookie Mike. Cookie Mike has been put into jail. Now, what we are listening for when we turn this dial, we are looking to see if we hear the prison's alarm bell go off to see if someone has escaped. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to turn this. Oh, you hear that? The alarm went off. That means someone tried to escape from the prison. So now is when we take our trusty handbook here that has all of the suspects on there. These are the 15 suspects. You can see they come in 5 different colored backgrounds, and they all have these super cool artwork. And so if we're playing a multiplayer game, we're secretly going to take our magnifying glass and identify which baddie escaped from the prison. And so I think oh gosh, maybe it was Slime Guy. So let's say we're going to put this on there, and if we're playing a multiplayer game, then we're going to close this up. We're going to close our booklet and wait till everybody else has made their choices, and then we'll reveal it at the same time. So as I said, I think Slime Guy tried to escape the jail. How do we check to see who's right? Let's find out. So we're going to take Inspector Mouse by the head. We're going to lift up this entire board, and oh my gosh, it was the Blue Beetle all along. The Blue Beetle escaped from the prison. Darn you, Blue Beetle. So because I did not get that right, the Blue Beetle is going to jump into the getaway car. Blue Beetle in the getaway car. And if this getaway car ever fills up with criminals, that means they have gotten away. 4 of them have escaped from our little prison, and we do not win the game. Nobody wins the game. But let's just say in this case that in fact I did pick the Blue Beetle as the escapee. Then what I'm going to do in that case is that whoever guessed the Blue Beetle correctly is going to get one of these cool, nifty stars. And they're going to put into their office. And you can see here, I was the salmon pink player, so I would be putting my star in there, if I had gotten it correct. Then we'll cover it up and continue the game. And if there is an empty spot in the jail, then we will fill that up once again so we can continue the game from there. If 4 criminals escape and get into the getaway car, then all the players lose, and it doesn't matter how many stars any player has. But if fewer than 4 criminals escape and we go through all of the baddie tokens here, then whoever has collected the most stars once all of the criminals are inside the jail, or fewer than 4 have escaped, then we'll lift up our box here and we're going to count to see who has the most number of stars. And whoever has the most, that's who wins the game. So you can see this is a neat little contraption here, and they didn't need any plastic or special contraptions to make it work. It's just cardboard on top of cardboard. And this spinning element here is fantastic. I love... Oh, the alarm is so cool. I love the alarm. It's a great element. And when I play with my children, we wind up going, alarm, alarm, alarm. So we know that someone has escaped, and we get excited and get into the moment to select who might have been the criminal to have escaped from the prison. So neat. These stars, these cheese stars, a great reward for a mousy job well done. We've got all of these things here, and I said before that we give names to them. Sometimes there'll be consistent names between the games, like I don't know, Zebra Stew, or Elephant Lady, The Ice Cream Gang. Oh, this one is always Allie Diamond. It's always Allie Diamond. That name never changes. Spiky McGee. I don't know. And so lots of cool elements. There's a tactile fun element just to turning this, listening for the bell, the guesswork, the deduction element of these little player boards, the cool little magnifying glass tokens. Everything about this game is cool and fun to look at and to touch and to play with. What is your favorite thing about Inspector Mouse?
Getting a star. Well, yeah, that's everybody's favorite thing, probably. Winning is not the best thing ever. Okay, I'm Sam and Pink. Blobby's there. His name is not Blobby. His name is Blobby McBlobberson.
All right, so we are Little Big Thumbs, so we have to ask the question, is this a game that is good for children? Is it a game that's going to be great for adults after the children have gone to sleep? And for that latter question, I have to say that it's probably not. It's probably not a game that you're going to be playing with your adult friends and families after the little ones have gone away. However, I will say that as a children's game, I think this is the best children's game that we have played in all of 2021. This is a game that we've been allowed to tell stories. We've come up with little names for the criminal characters. It has like an engaging, dynamic feel to everything. And perhaps most importantly, my children have asked to play this game over and over again. We've probably played Inspector Mouse, I'm going to say 40-ish times. And that is a staggering amount of plays for any game at all. And the fact that with so many options at our disposal that my kids want to keep coming back to this one means that it is pretty darn good. So if you are looking for a new children's game to add to your collection, if you like memory, a little bit of deduction, if you like working together but also counting points at the end, Inspector Mouse, go find it, because this game is really good, really fun, really unique. Just go get it. And that's about it. I think that's all we have to say, except for if you have little players or big players, make sure that you're playing games that make your thumbs go way up. Bye for now.